These two things would threaten your involvement to even be a DoorDash Dasher on the platform. It's not the basic stuff you're thinking about. It's the new stuff you might be starting to think about, AI and autonomous deliveries. Here's the thing. I just listened to a DoorDash meeting, and the thing is, so can you. It's just their Q2 quarterly earnings call, and they directly addressed both. What are they doing with AI? What are they doing with autonomous delivery? And more. Listen to what the company just said if you're a Dasher. My name is Mike. I've been a DoorDash Dasher since 2018. I've been doing gig, different apps since 2015. That's all I do here. I help you make money in different side hustles. Almost 10 years of working and researching this gig space. So this call with DoorDash CEO Tony Xu and CFO Ravi Unaconda. Let's see what they said. The second question in this quarterly earnings call, they were asked about AI. If you're a Dasher, where have you seen AI? Have you ever tried to reach Dasher support, let's say during your Dash or in the Dasher app? There is AI there now. Now here, CEO Tony Xu said, you really need to rethink your entire business with AI since AI started coming out here, getting more popular. And that's what they're doing across every leg of the business. Now, what's AI versus what's just like algorithms that have always been there and we don't see the internals of how they hand out peak pay? What goes into it? New Dashers that dash a lot, a little, incentives to start dashing again. I don't know, Dashers who make more money, less money. We don't see actually how those algorithms work. Now, in the same question, they were asked about new verticals. This is a phrase we've been hearing since about 2022, 2023. New verticals are different arms of the business: retail, shop and deliver, grocery. Here, CFO Ravi Unaconda took over saying new verticals, some of them are growing faster than the core business, that is restaurants. These new verticals will mean simply you're going to get more offers other than just food delivery. That can be a good or bad thing. And I love the preferences feature where I can turn off, let's say, shop and deliver. I would like to see that expanded, maybe a grocery toggle or even just an item count filter. I've talked about that. I'll accept grocery, but only under certain item shop counts. And as far as numbers, basically everything went up for DoorDash. You can think about it that way. And then I listened to Uber's quarterly earnings call as well, so stay tuned for that. But basically, you'll hear on these calls that everything went up, order frequency went up, the monthly active users went up, the Dash Pass subscribers went up, the order frequency from Dash Pass in average order volume, or AOV, average order volume, or the basket size is going up. Everything's going up. But is Dasher pay going up? Because we kind of hear that incentives aren't going up for you. They're spending less. That's an expense. Well, speaking of, let's get into Dasher costs. Here, Ravi said in Q2, Dasher costs were actually up. So if DoorDash is spending more on Dasher acquisition costs, getting Dashers, or let's say retention costs, keeping Dashers, or just incentivizing you to actually go out there and dash, peak pay, challenges. I actually just got a challenge. I did it. It was a $50 challenge. That is a cost to DoorDash because they're the ones paying that $50. So Ravi said Q2 had higher Dasher costs than the relatively moderate Q1, Q4. Why? What does this mean for you? How do we translate Dasher costs for the company to you as a Dasher? It means typically delivery is busiest when? It is February, and DoorDash's own data has said this. Order frequency, how often customers are ordering, peaks in February. Why? It's cold out, depending where you live. Here in Pittsburgh, it's super cold. It's not great. So I might be more prone, hey, it's 21 degrees outside, let's get food delivery, versus right now, and I just saw this on a recent shift on Uber Eats. If the weather is really nice and people are out and about, they might be ordering less food delivery. So that simply is why DoorDash might spend more on Dashers in the summer, because it's not as busy. We call it the summer slowdown versus peak times of the year. Now, if you want more insights into your marketplace, your driving across really any gig app, when should I drive? What is the data telling me? Am I getting enough tips? Check out our app. It's Shiftmate. I'll leave a link down below. But now hang with me here and drop a like on this video if you can. Appreciate it. The thing that might be, taking over your gig job as an independent contractor here, the autonomous delivery. So if we combine algorithms, AI, whatever we want to call it here, just more technology with some kind of vehicle that can do the delivery instead of you, what's going to happen? Here, Tony was asked about their expanded global partnership with Coco Robotics for sidewalk robot delivery. And DoorDash continued, quote, "Not every delivery needs a 2-ton car just to deliver 2 chicken sandwiches." In this case, said Harrison Shea, "We believe the future of delivery will be multimodal, and we're thrilled to partner with Coco to expand sidewalk robot deliveries that complements the Dasher network as we continue to enhance the DoorDash experience for customers and merchants." Now, specifically here, Tony mentioned just the AV space at large, let's say with robotaxi, rideshare, and that end user product, the person, the passenger, can end that transaction, they get out of the vehicle. But for DoorDash, it's a little bit different because they have to facilitate, how do I get the product out of the vehicle, the robot, whatever it is. Now, he did say that their partnerships have gone great. And what I found most interesting, that he also said they're researching things internally with this, but they haven't announced anything yet, but they're excited. Later in the call, he was specifically asked about drone delivery as well. They've had partnerships. They've done food delivery with drones as well. Here's my honest take on this for DoorDash specifically with AI, but even more so on the macro, just autonomous delivery. We'll kind of keep it there. I do not think, I've said this before, we're going to be at the scale and the velocity, also managing the capital allocation, the expenses, who's going to pay for the drones, the vehicles, the sidewalk robots, whatever it's going to be. We're not at scale in the next 5 years. Frankly, even 10 years, maybe. And when I say scale, I do not mean taking over every single Dasher, taking over every single delivery. I feel at scale for DoorDash in this case would be, like they said, multimodal. So different modes of use cases. Scale would look at what? Maybe 20% of total offers going to some kind of autonomized robot, delivery, drone, whatever it is. Here's the earnings takeaway though. And I've said kind of the same thing with rideshare because Uber talks about the same thing here. If a vehicle or a robot can take the low paying offers, basically the offers that are not going to be worth it, that is the best use case of autonomous delivery. If they could allocate low paying offers or just offers in general that wouldn't be worth it for you as a Dasher, if they could offload that to autonomous delivery in some form or the other, then it would allow the Dasher to take just simply higher paying offers. My only concern there is, let's say that's used for non-tipping offers. If a customer doesn't mind, if they know, hey, I don't have to tip an autonomous vehicle, I don't mind doing that. I'll save some money. I won't tip. Maybe it takes longer for whatever reason for autonomous delivery. I got to wait an extra 10, 15 minutes. I'm fine with that. So I just be concerned, let's make sure the take rates or the adoption rates isn't too great where customers still value. And I still feel like a lot of customers, arguably the majority of customers, would rather have a human delivery person to reward that person for taking the time, the service, food safety. They're not going to trust autonomous delivery, and they're happy to reward that courier with a tip for doing that service. And also just supporting actual people doing the work versus something autonomous. In my opinion, rather, what you're going to see more of in the next 5 years is not autonomous delivery, but yes, the AI. Something with AI, and again, we can call it just an algorithm improvement. I don't know what we're going to call it here, but we've already seen it with Dasher support. You can still reach Dasher support easy enough, but I'm very curious how that's going to work to send you catered offers, send you just offers in general, challenges, peak pay. I feel like we're going to see something brand new, maybe in 2025 still, but certainly 2026. New earnings modes, if not at least offer types, different bonus pay structures, tweaks to the overall Dasher rating program, Dasher rewards, which is a good thing. I want to see improvements as long as the main thing that we care about, it helps you make more money, it gives you more options, and it just makes you more money. Because trust me, simply put, you and I vote with our time and our feet if we don't want to use this app because they go in the other direction, if it's not as easy, if I can't make as much money, if I don't have as much choice, or if something's taken away the offers, let's say like the autonomous stuff, we're going to vote and use a different platform. So this is exactly what I researched for you in this gig space.